Welcome back to Trading with Cam. We're going over today's trades and we're hopping right into it, starting with the SPY. We have to take a look at the SPY because it's the grand master of the market direction. So coming into today, we could see we have some levels drawn, and these are previous resistance levels that the price could bounce at, right? So if you go back all the way to February, we could see 418 was a level. In April, you could see 417 was a level, and here in May, 420 was a level. So looking at 420, we could see the price action was very bullish at 420. In the beginning of October, we pushed up and we fell straight down into that level and passed it. Right now, we're going to zoom in and get to know this area a little bit better. So this low is the lowest low of this entire wave before we made this wave up. So we should keep our eyes on this level. Right now, if we just put our mouse over it, we could see that the candle, the green one here, never closed past this level. Right now, we traded under it. Right, we opened here, went down, pushed up, closed above this low. So that means that we have not validated movement past this low as yet. So that means we could potentially reverse. All right, so that is the context coming into today. Seeing a lot of extension to the downside. That creates a recipe where we could see a nice reversal, and that was the context that added to today's action. So we're going to move into the 15-minute chart. We're going to zoom into today and zoom in a little bit more, and we can see that this right here in the after hours pre-market, I think this was Sunday actually, was a high that I marked off, and it was a potential area where we could reverse or either break out. So knowing that, I zoomed in. All right, I'm gonna zoom into the 5-minute chart. We're gonna see the same thing we was just looking at in detail. So the market opened, we pushed down and we pushed up. I didn't want to take any trades yet because I wanted to let the market figure itself out, and I'll just hop in on whatever direction the market goes. If it went down, then I'm trading puts. If it goes up, I'm trading calls. So today we pushed up right into that pre-market level that we drew, and notice the candle close above that level. That is validation, right? That's what I'm talking about. Validation to go up higher, right? So we're going to zoom in and notice I drew the highs, and I just dragged this line down to this previous low, which lined up pretty nicely, and we could see that price is just ranging between these levels. Right now, before it ranged, we had a nice push going up, which created this flag. So this is called a bull flag pattern. Right now, we use the moving averages to know when was a good time to get in, and right about 12:07 Eastern time, we grabbed some calls for 80 cents, and by 12:58 we exited some calls for 38%. All right, so this was the next day expiration, right? Not the same day. Same day is the most riskiest one, so we went a little bit further out, which is one day after, which gave us enough time just in case price made any pullbacks, and allowed us to not see too much drawdown while waiting for this move to happen. So that was one of the trades today on SPY. we started talking about this one first because this gives the overall context into the rest of the trades, right? The overall context is bullish, right? So now we're gonna take a look at Coinbase. All right, we're gonna zoom in. This was the intraday action. We pushed down and we pushed up. It's very similar to the SPY. You can see a lot of stocks, they move together. So when you could see like the differences from a stock's price action compared to the SPY, then you could formulate an idea of whether this stock is moving stronger or weaker than the SPY, which could help you take calls or puts. In this case, you could see this was just doing the same exact thing that the SPY was doing. So you really couldn't tell from this point in the morning if Coinbase really was strong or not. And one thing that I always do is look at the bigger time frame, right? So, well, let me not slide because I want to stay on this one so you could see a clear picture without drawings. So we're just going to switch the time frame from the 5-minute to the daily, right? When you do multi-time frame analysis, I recommend starting on the daily time frame at minimum. So we are going to zoom into this small part. All right, it's crazy that Coinbase used to be $429 and now it's at $77. All right, so you can see the increase in volume here, increasing candles. So that's a preceding signal that price could continue moving in this direction. One thing that we should notice is this support from the low of this wave that price has been holding in the recent weeks, right? Now, if we look a little bit further into this on the 4-hour, you'll see more wicks, which is more evident of the support holding. But using a simple trend analysis on this daily time frame will give us the context for why I took this trade today. And you can see that we have a low and we have a high, right? Another low and we have a higher high, higher low. And really we haven't finished, in my opinion, we haven't finished the move up. And why am I so confident in this move going up from this point is because I'm simply following the trend, right? The uptrend is higher highs, higher lows, which we're seeing this high is higher than this one, and we're seeing higher lows each time, right? We just recently made a higher low than this one, right? It would have faked a lot of people out because they're probably using this one, but this is the overall low of this entire wave, not this one, because we're still ranging at this point. And we came down, held this low, which is also a strong support level. And once we pass this high of the previous day at 76.80, yep, 76 and some change, that was a signal to tell me that this low will hold up and we could see some movement going higher. So let's zoom into the 15-minute chart and see some action, right? You can see already that price is trading above the yellow moving average at 10:30. That gives a bullish indication. The 9 moving average gives us even more bullish indication that price is traveling with strong momentum. All right, now let's zoom into the 5-minute, because each time frame gives us different details, and if you want to stay in flow with the price, you got to be able to stay in flow with the time frames that the price is respecting, right? It changes week to week, day to day, and even during the day. All right, so came down, pushed up, I drew the highs and also the lows, and let's see the timestamp in which I called out Coinbase. Coinbase was called at 11:53. This was this candle here, and you can see we are bouncing off of this 9 EMA, making a higher high. This is I was bet on this being a higher low, which I most likely entered after it passed this previous red candle, which indicated that this is likely to be the higher low. And we held until we got a nice breakout, which gave us 77% at 125, right? 125. So it actually gave us more than that. I actually called it late, so we was most likely up 100% on this candle, and I let it pull back. So yeah, we have one more trade to review, which is gonna be Netflix. This is an interesting trade, hot stock of the week, because we had earnings last week. Pushed up from 344 all the way up to 408 on Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. The next Friday we pushed up, right, even higher by just a little bit, up to 410 and some change. We dropped down, and today we ranged, right? Now today was a day where a lot of people was ready to grab puts. Why? Because we've been conditioned to believe that the price is likely to continue going down after such a strong week going down last week, right? That's just the default thinking of a retail trader, but the market likes to take advantage of that, right? So if we're thinking puts, they're likely to take the market in the opposite direction. If we're thinking calls, they're likely to take it in the opposite direction. Is it 100%? No, but it's worth knowing that is the agenda of how the market makes their money, right? Because it's a business at the end of the day. So long story short, the evidence from the SPY actually showed us that the market was pushing up this morning, and on Netflix we already have this push up, right? When you see huge moves up like this is like a dream come true for shorters, right? Because with all of this room going up makes all the room going down just as probable for shorters to make their money, right? So the thing is, if the overall market is going up, but Netflix, people expect Netflix to go down, and they're getting puts, right? So pretty much people loading puts into Netflix, loading it up. Then and if the SPY, right, the overall market pushes up, that could possibly squeeze the price up, even though there's a lot of shorters in this setup. Now, if the price gets above the highs and continues to trade with momentum, then this can create a pretty big move. Hard, fast, strong move up, right? So that's why I say that this is a trade that I kept my eye on, right? Because the market loves to give us surprises, and we're going to take a look at the timestamps. I actually called out Netflix that it was warming up, right? Not warming up, waking up, because it was sleeping, right? It's been sleeping for a little bit. And let's see, in the watch list, I told the group at 150, right? 150. Let's take a look. Where is that? Right there. So when it broke this high, I seen that it was using the 50 EMAs, 50 EMA as support, and we pushed up, broke the high. Before we even look at that, we could take a look at the higher time frame actually, because there's a support on Netflix that is evident, that is something worth showing you guys. So I'm gonna wait for this to update, and we're gonna grab the, let's go with the 1 hour. 1 hour and 4 hour are pretty similar. It's all preference. So we have this level here. They could draw like a very rectangle, very skinny rectangle, and this is showing you this area, this level is holding as support, right? You got, what is this, 397 up to 398. It's been holding as support the day after that big move, which means it's a strong level to stop all of these orders. All this momentum is stopped right here as we're pulling back, right? So this is a very strong level. We came down the next day to hold that as support. It's confirming you, hey, this is very strong, right? It's like trying to tell you this is the price actually talking to you, right? And then the third day we came straight back down into it and made a higher low, right? So keeping it simple, trend analysis, same way how we looked at Coinbase earlier, we are using the highs and the lows, right? This is the high, this is a high, this one is higher than that one, right? So now we're looking for the lows. This low is higher than this low, right? So that's the uptrend, higher highs and higher lows. Now we didn't move up to test this one. We came down, so we're still ranging. But when we came down and we held higher than this low. So we're still making higher lows, which I expect a higher high than this previous one, which is at 410.64. All right, so from the time which I called out Netflix on the watch list, right, one something, I was watching the price action and decided to take the trade at 150. All right, what was I seeing at 150? Yep, right there. So it was using this 90 EMA, looking very strong. I was watching the SPY at the same time, looking very strong, and I seen the price break this high. Let's zoom in a little bit. So I like to watch the tops and the bottoms of each wave, right? So when you see that the highs are broken, that is a signal that price is likely to go higher, right? If you spot the lows, right, if price breaks the low, that is a sign that price is likely to go lower. So just keeping it simple, it's pretty much called a range break strategy, where you spot the range. You know, there's multiple ranges. I teach that in the mentorship, how to know the difference between a ranging market and a trending market, right? Ranging is when price is going up and down between the same support and resistance, and trending is once we break that range, like this. In this case, we broke this high, broke the range, and then now we're trending, right? We're loose, we're wild, right? This is the cage, and then we broke out the cage and we're running loose. All right, so that's a way to spot momentum. We're keeping Netflix on watch. We grabbed, which call did we grab? Oh, I gave you guys the wrong indication, my bad. That was the time I called out Netflix. I actually called the trade for Netflix at 247. Yeah, I knew it wasn't that low, so 247 here. All right, so pretty late in the day. It was up a little bit in profit, but I was looking at the bigger picture, right? We grabbed the call 110. Is the price 425, baby, 425. It is the strike for this week, and we're in Netflix chilling until the market opens tomorrow. We'll see what's going on. Also, my Discord is in the link as well. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next trade recap. Have a blessed one. Peace.